What's up, Battle Squad? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Thoughts, the series where on every Sunday I give my thoughts on a particular person, place, event, news, or anything in between. I am your host, Logan Battles, and for this Sunday Thoughts episode, I'm going to be talking about my cruise trip on Wonder of the Seas by Royal Caribbean International, which happened a year ago tomorrow, on June 22nd to be specific. I'm going to be telling you exactly how it went down, show you all the pictures and videos that I took of my cruise trip, and something that happened during this cruise trip that slightly ruined it for me. And I'll get into that part. But first, day one. On Sunday, June 22nd, 2025, my family and I, as well as thousands of other people, went on the Wonder of the Seas cruise ship at Port Canaveral, Florida. It was there that our 8-day-long cruise began. It was the day that after we hop on board that cruise ship, we pull out from Port Canaveral and then begin our cruise trip, visiting several islands in the Caribbean. As you can see from the videos I'm showing you here, this is what the interior of the cruise ship, or at least a small part of it, looks like. I went to my stateroom, which my parents helped provided me with. It's a pretty nice stateroom, I must say. There's the closet where I put all of my clothes. There's the bathroom. And then there's the balcony where I often have been sitting at, enjoying the view of the ocean, of the water. Then after I was through settling in my stateroom, I went with my parents to go check out what's on the cruise ship, seeing multiple places there, including this one pizza place that we actually got pizza from called Sorrento's. After we got pizza from Sorrento's, I went back to my stateroom to try out this plate of 4 slices of thin-crust pizza with pepperoni and cheese on it. I tried out my first bite of this Sorrento's pepperoni thin-crust pizza, and I enjoyed it. I even gave the thumbs up as approval. Sorry, I'm getting all sidetracked here. So yeah, day 2, on Monday 23rd, 2025, we docked at Coco Cay for Perfect Day at Coco Cay within the Bahamas. I only tried out 2 slides there at Coco Cay during Perfect Day at Coco Cay in the Bahamas. One of them is that tall red slide that you see in pictures. And it's primarily because I was waiting to go on the red tall slide, and the line took at least 50 minutes for me to get to the very top of me, sliding down from the red slide. However, I will say, going down that tall red slide was enough, because my back was hurting after going down a long way from top to bottom. But it was fun nonetheless. Then I got onto another slide after that, and that's pretty much day 2. Day 3, on Tuesday, June 24th, was our first cruising day, meaning that we did nothing but, cruising through the water, trying to get to our pinpoints, or I should say destinations, on certain islands in the Caribbean. Then we went to dock at Charlotte Amalie, I don't know if that's how you say it, on Wednesday, June 25th for day 4 of our 8-day-long cruise. And the weather there was not great. It was cloudy, and pretty much it looked like it was about to rain during that day while we were docking there. Also, the island, there were buildings and a lot of people there, but it didn't look like a great destination to go to. I mean, it was it was decent, don't get me wrong. It just, there was not much there to lay eyes on in awe, if you know what I mean, right? You probably don't anyway. But moving on, day 5, on Thursday, June 26th, 2025, we docked at Phillipsburg, St. Martin. And the weather there on that day was much better than the day prior at St. Thomas. It was beautiful, it was hot, it was sunny. There were hardly any clouds or really no clouds at all in the sky. It was just that amazing. Plus, the island itself looks really neat. The buildings, the people, the vehicles, even the trees and grass themselves, they all look really nice. It was actually pretty nice over there. My dad and I got to go out on the outer, viewing points of our cruise ship, Wonder of the Seas, to take a look at what's on St. Martin, especially in Charlotte Amalie. It was really nice. I like it. Then after that, both day 6 and day 7, one Friday, June 27th, and then Saturday, June 28th, both of them were our cruising days. All we did during those 2 days were nothing but cruising. Because it was at this point, after we left from St. Martin, especially Charlotte Amalie, St. Martin, that we were at this point on our way back to Port Canaveral. Then, the 8th and final day of our cruise trip on Wonder of the Seas for Royal Caribbean International has arrived, which was Sunday, June 29th. That was the day where we started our 8-day long cruise from, and then on that day we had to get off from the Wonder of the Seas to pack our bags and sorts. I even took this last video taking my last look at the Wonder of the Seas cruise ship before my family and I started driving on our way back home. And that was the end of our cruise trip. So overall, it was really nice. I got to enjoy it. It was really great, except for around midnight of day 3. This is the part as to why I said earlier at the beginning of this video that this was the part that kind of ruined the cruise trip for me.
And here we go.
So here's what happened. So right around midnight on day 3, which was June 24th, also Tuesday, I woke up not too long after I went to sleep on my bed in my stateroom to my heart beating really fast. Like I had an abnormally fast heart rate. I woke up to that being like, okay, this is weird. I went to check on my Apple Watch to see what my heart rate was, and it said that I was over 170 beats per minute. I looked at that with even more oddity, like, okay, this is shocking. I don't think that's where my heart rate is supposed to be. So I looked up on Google on my phone to look up what the normal human heart rate is, and according to Google, the normal human heart rate is between 60 and 100 beats per minute. And yet I have my Apple Watch telling me that I am around 70 beats above 100.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
So immediately, red alarms start going off in my head. I went to text my family real quick, letting them know what's up. They came over to my stateroom. We were separated by 26 different staterooms. We were on the same row, but very different distance from one another. I let them in. They try to encourage me by taking long, deep breaths, like, you know, that sort of jazz. But the slow, deep breathing didn't help. So we decided to go to the medical center on this cruise ship, and there we waited until they let us in. We waited in the waiting room for like a few minutes here and there. Then they let us in. I get checked on, asked questions about if I got a medical history or if I got some medical records. And my parents and I were telling this one guy who was checking on me and was asking me those questions, saying no. Then I get taken to one of the rooms where I had to lay on the bed. It doesn't look like a bed. It looks more like a long chair, but you have to lay on it as if it's a bed of sorts. Either way, I was laying on it. My parents and I were waiting for about somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Then this doctor comes in, opens the door, walks in, looks at me, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically he said, "You have COVID."
Oh, shit.
I was shocked. My parents were shocked as well. He then told me that because I have COVID, I am to be put under a 24-hour-long quarantine in my stateroom. And so with that, he gave me a Dayquil liquid, not pills, liquid.
That's disgusting.
As well as another bottle to help for either my throat or my nose, because also, I didn't say this, but my nose was also heavily running. I started coughing much more than usual. I've been sneezing a lot more than usual. I started feeling really sick. And so he gave me a Dayquil liquid, told me that I had to take it 3 to 4 times a day, as well as taking that medicine. I forgot what it was, but it helps with either my throat or my nose. So for the next 24 hours, I had to stay in my bedroom. I was not allowed to open the front door, nor was I even allowed to open the door to my balcony. It was pretty bad, and I was not feeling too well at that point. So yeah, these 24 hours go by. They did give me some benefits though, or some upsides for me being sick. They gave me a letter showing that I have, well, what was it, a credit of some sorts, where I'm giving one full free day on a cruise ship to make up for being sick on a 24-hour quarantine. In fact, I'll even show you the exact letter that they sent me. Boom, right there. I'm blacking out my real last name because it's not Battles. But yeah, they sent me this letter pretty much saying that in the case I go on the next cruise trip on one of their cruise ships, Royal Caribbean International I'm talking about, they would allow me to have one full day on one of their cruise trips, on one of their cruise ships, to do basically anything, including watching TV in my stateroom, which is exactly what they gave me during my 24-hour-long quarantine after I was diagnosed with COVID. And I didn't watch any movies during that time, and I kind of wish I did, because one of the movies there to watch was one of the Mission Impossible movies, the later ones, like, I don't know, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I didn't get to watch that while I was quarantined, and I kind of wish I did, because it's a really great movie. But anyway, after those 24 years of quarantine expired, I was now medically available to exit my stateroom whenever I please. But I also had to be wearing my mask to cover up my nose and mouth so that I don't get other people sick. Now, it is worth noting that my dad was actually sick few days before I was diagnosed with COVID. And it was in the aftermath of him coming back from a flight from a major city in Florida. I will not say which, but it was a business trip that he took. And he got sick from being on a flight from there. And then a few days later, when we got on our cruise ship, that is when I was diagnosed with COVID. Then my mom got sick. Then my sister and brother-in-law got sick. And then my nieces ended up got sick as well. It was not great. We ended up having to be in our own respective staterooms for quite a bit during our cruise trip, and it was not great. But outside of that, outside of the whole COVID diagnosis, situation, I managed to enjoy my cruise trip with my family for as much as I want to enjoy my cruise trip with my family. I was able to make the most fun with it, even out of this quarantine situation with COVID. So yeah, I enjoyed my cruise trip despite the COVID diagnosis I got around midnight on day 3. We got to visit certain islands that I haven't even visited before. And it's been a very, very long time since I was on a cruise trip. And Wonder of the Seas, just the cruise ship itself, is absolutely amazing. Almost everything about it was amazing. It's basically a small city floating on water. You know what I mean? There's so much you could do on Wonder of the Seas compared to other cruise ships that I have been on early in my childhood. And it was a lot of fun, even with that COVID diagnosis that I had. And also, all the pictures and videos that I have been showing you throughout the duration of this Sunday Thoughts episode, I recorded those either on my phone or this exact video camera that I'm recording in this video right now. In fact, most of those videos that I have been showing you that I have recorded on this video camera, I recorded either on day 6 or day 7 before we arrived at Port Canaveral. And I do hope that when I do get to have my next cruise trip, I don't get COVID or any other disease for that matter. Hantavirus. If you know, you know. Anyway, guys, those are my Sunday thoughts on the 1-year anniversary of day 1 of my 8-day-long cruise trip on Wonder of the Seas by Royal Caribbean International. My next video will be a trailer reaction, and the trailer that I will be reacting to in that video will be my reaction to that trailer will be up tomorrow, I believe, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight. If you enjoy what you see here and you want to see future videos from me, please click like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my newest videos. You can also follow me on my social media through my link tree, the link to which will be down in the description below. Have fun, and I will see you next time.